Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to the live dental webinar series organized by DentistChannel.Online. I also welcome all our international attendees who have joined us for this webinar. My name is Ruben, and it's my pleasure to moderate this live dental webinar series. Today, we have with us two very special tech-savvy professionals as our esteemed speakers for this live webinar. We have with us Dr. Chabel Fez. Dr. Chabel Fez completed his Masters of Science in Electrical Engineering from the University of Balmain, Lebanon. Thereafter, he went on to pursue his PhD in Computer Engineering from Paris, France. Currently, he is the head of Computer Science Academy, University of the Holy Spirit of Catholic Lebanon. He is the co-founder and CTO of Cetera SRL. It's an Internet of Things-based design and implementation company. He's been the advisor to the Minister and General Executive Secretary, Owner Supervisory Board, Ministry of Telecommunications, Government of Lebanon. He's also the co-founder and CEO of Spice Tech. He's been the chairman of the Department of Computer and Information Science, University of Holy Spirit of Catholic Lebanon. He's also been a full-time associate professor, till present, University of Holy Spirit, Catholic Lebanon. He's been the member of the investigation team of the Higher Education Department in the Ministry of Education of Lebanon. He also has to his credit several research papers, conference papers, and a lot more. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Chabel. We also have with us Mr. Eli Abu-Ard. Mr. Eli Abu-Ard is the Chief Technical Officer of Spice Tech. He received his master's in cybersecurity and cyber defense from Lebanon. He also holds a Bachelorate of Science in Information Technology and a Lebanese baccalaureate in social economics. Thank you for joining us, speakers. I now request you to kindly start with the presentation.
Good morning, everyone. I will stop sharing the video just for the sake of connection and bandwidth, and I will focus on the presentation. I will go through a series of slides to show you a couple of points, and then we will have a demonstration on a product which will solve one major problem that you have, which is retaining your customer. So allow me to stop the video, and now I can start. The main question today is how to retain your customers, because I know that I've been living with dentists since, I don't know, 15 years now. Actually, my wife is a dentist, so I know very well how dentists think, what are the problems that they have, and how do they try to solve their problems by managing whatever they can in retention of patients and all this, and managing the clinic, which is very hard work for them. So, as I told you, the demo will be done by Eli Abu-Ard, my colleague at Spice Tech. The question will always be, why I'm going to attend today? Well, I believe many of you ask themselves, why should they attend today? And today, the main focus will be on retaining your existing patients, creating good bonding with them. We will help you to think how you will create your virtual management for your clinic, how to select the right CRM, your customer relation management system, and what are the software existing in the market. And of course, as you see at the top, there is something called Spice Dentist, which is one product that will solve or help you solving your problem. So retaining your patients is a big question. The first thing I thought about when I was preparing the whole concept of the presentation, I go online and search for how to retain your patients. And actually, I found these 5 points at the beginning. Keep them on schedule, which is obvious, because all unscheduled patients have this high potential of never seen again. And we work in the environment in Lebanon. We are starting to work in the Middle East, in Saudi Arabia and Dubai. And I know very well how do people think. And I'm pretty sure that in India, also they have the same problem, and all around the world. The second point is to have an outstanding customer services. Well, this is everywhere. A customer service now that counts more even than sometimes than the solution that is offered by itself or the price. You have to also create a strong contact program between appointments and after appointments, so that the people will come back later. You have to thank patients, and this thank you patients is very, very essential. And of course, to continue to promote the work. And I know very well that promoting the work by itself is not easy in the health domain. You don't promote actually, but you think that you should tell always people that they should do like every 6 months a checkup, or taking this medicaments or that or whatever. Well, of course, all of you will think that if you have a good clinical assistant, this will help. Yes, of course, this will help. This is what you need. But what about the time it will spend, or she or he will spend, to keep all these at the level? Or you will have more than one assistant, which is also more cost to pay, which will reduce the benefits, which will be a lot of things around it. So retaining your patient, yes, you need an assistant. We have to look about the time it will spend. Now, bonding with your patients, it's a second level, but which is very, very important. How do you bond with, how do you keep the bonding actually with your patients? You have to keep a good track of the medical history. You should tell the patient that this tooth was removed. This one, we did, I don't know, a filling on this part. You do a whitening last month or last year. We prepare this as a treatment plan to do in the next 6 months. All this is essential. The patient will have the feeling that someone is thinking for him. He's not a number. He's a person where you think with him and for him, particularly him, not for everybody. You should provide with the best solution for their problems. After all, patients have problems, and they came to you to solve their problems. And they will ask you for the best from all the perspective of cost, of time, of effort, and all this. Of course, you have to anticipate for their future dental issues. And this is only done if you keep all the history. You can project what will happen. And you should provide that timeless and clear feedback about their payments, very, very critical. I know that usually when you go for a dentist, you don't go for one session. Most probably you go for 3, 4, 5 sessions. So how is he going to divide the payments? What if he don't pay at the last session? What should you do for the payments? All this stuff. Again, yes, of course, if you have a clinical assistant, a good one or more than one, yes, you will solve it. Again, the time is a critical issue. So why you need a virtual manager? So you see, we are going from thinking about the problem. Now, why do we need a virtual manager? Because you need someone who's going to help you with this. So, and how you select your best clinic, so CRM, customer relationship management system. So why you have to manage your clinic? Because you are tired of endless documents, calls, expired products, very, very, very critical. I know in the dentist, you have a lot of products that you use, and these products might expire, and it's very costly. So yes, you have to be careful about that. So very, very big problem in management of the clinic. Again, of course, a good assistant can do that. But you see now we have like, I don't know, 15 different problems for an assistant to deal with, while she always have to also help you in the work, the cleaning, and all this stuff. So there are potential solutions that exist. I'm just stating the best or the most known, maybe 8 of them. Maybe you'll have more than that. Just to focus, because I know for people who are living in India, you have this Practo software, which is completely different from what we are talking about here. Here we are trying to keep the customer to be loyal and get back to you always when they need. We are not increasing new customers. It's a different concept. So these softwares that exist, I'm going to show you what are the points that you need to look at in your CRM. Actually, there are 12 points. And from the software existing, which one have this feature or don't? And I'm going to keep to the left this what I call optimum solution, which of course should contain everything. And for me, this is the optimum solution for your clinics. Of course, in your CRM or management of your clinic, you need to have a system that can store the images, the images of the tooth already taken, maybe the images for whitening and all this stuff. You should have a charting, so you can see the charts of the tooth. We select which one has been done work on, which one was not worked on, which one was planned to work on. What did you do on that? the billing as well. So the system will generate the billing. Scheduling, very important for managing all the schedules, especially when you have more than one dentist in the clinic. Of course, reporting analytics, so you can do a lot of business intelligence after that. Like you see that this particular work done on I don't know, like maybe filling, it costs you this amount, where actually you are paying more on that. You can change the pricing and all this stuff. Payment processing like paying online. I believe with the economic situation nowadays and with the health issue that we are facing, this is going to be a big advancement if you have it. Well, by looking at these four, you see that DentiFlow don't have this particularly. So let's continue for this 12 points. Now, HIPAA compliance, very essential for all medical solutions for the security and safety and all of the data that you have. Well, of course, some of them don't have, like DentiFlow and the other slides later. Now comes the training and support. If you look training and support, you need training and support to be 24/7. You need it not only by email, also by phone, because you have to have a support, especially for the first 6 to 12 months. You don't know everything. You should always, even if the system is the easiest, you have to always propose more advancement for the system. So you see that this virtual optimum solution have this idea, but others don't have. The hosting, is it going to be cloud-based, on-site? Of course, going cloud-based is cheaper and more reliable, and you don't have to pay for the hardware, and you are always sure that you have the updated version of the software. That's why most of them go cloud-based. Notification, very essential, because this is what will keep the bonding and will keep your customer come back to you. So you might be thinking that why not having only a push notification on the app? Actually, not all of them have applications, mobile app, but even this is not only enough, because people sometimes and most of the times will delete the mobile apps. So we have to think of something different. That's why in the optimum solution, you can see that we are, what we think is good to have is to have a WhatsApp or a Messenger, so that people can be sent or receive actually a WhatsApp from the clinic. Of course, it should be virtual. No physical assistant should send it. And you see that this is for free, while all others are with extra fees. Mobile apps, as I was saying, it's good to have for patients and dentists, not only for dentists, as DentiFlow have. Pricing should be below 500, at least for the essential features that are used by most of the dentists, but also it can include more things for more features. And you see that price could be like $6,000 or $4,000 a year. And if we see the same with the other 4 of the 8 that we were talking about, Planned DDS or Novitail or Dentimax or iDentSoft, you can see that also regarding training and support, they don't have more than 8 hours per day of the 5 days. They don't have any WhatsApp or Messenger notification. All of them are with extra fees. They even don't have for patients a mobile app, and price is in the range of 1,000 to 4,000 or 5,000. So why this does not work, what they have? Because all the available solutions are focusing on managing clinics, on dentists, on the clinic's content. Of course, this will help dentists, this will help employees. This will help all the management stuff, if you have management stuff. But you have to keep in mind, what you should focus about is your patients. You should keep track of their needs. You should always think, what do they need? Actually, the solutions to that. That's why we are saying that, yes, really going digital is a solution. And all these apps, all others, or these platforms are digital solutions. But we think the best for your CRM is to be a virtual assistant, which is a digital solution. On top of it, you have a virtual assistant. For us, this is the optimum solution. So this solution should have the notification, the WhatsApp notification, the online support, the mobile app, and the chatbot, and everything that you need to add on top of what your clinic needs, actually what your patient is in need. So here comes our solution that we are talking about, which is, we called it Spice Dentist, which is a solution that is building on all what others are doing, adding this extra mile or extra feature This is what we call the cherry on the top, which is thinking from the patient point of view. It's a digital personal assistant where the platform usage range from taking appointments to treatment plan to management, cash flow, and you will see this in a while in the demonstration. We have on top of it this virtual assistant also, which is a chatbot that can work 24/7 on your behalf, dealing with all your patients' needs. Patients can ask about their appointments, they can change appointments, they can check for your schedule, they can check for the payments done, they can check even for, I don't know, if they need to take a certain medicine, they can check for the prescriptions, some frequently asked questions, all the procedures that should they do. It's an assistant that can receive their calls, actually their WhatsApp, message or voice, so that they can deal with. So it's with platform and messenger for the moment, but we can extend it to any other over-the-top OTT platform. Basic features, I'm gonna go through it just to show you, and then you will see it in the demonstration. You will see we can have treatment plans, operation management. Operation, I mean intervention, surgical or non-surgical intervention. Cash flow management, appointment management or managers, advertisement as well. Notification over the app, as well over the WhatsApp. You can send from the web notification over the WhatsApp. Some forum part where people can chat with patients. It depends if you want or you don't. A chatbot that will manage all the appointments and reminders automatically. Some AI behind it, so you can look at the pricing, how to change it, what are the factors that are within this, managing the stock and all this stuff. Financial reports that can be sent for auditors and accountants. Receipt generation, bills, waiting room time management, very essential if you have, especially today with the corona issue, if you cannot have more than 1 or 2 patients maybe in the waiting room, you have to really manage it very well so that people don't wait in the room and don't wait outside. So it needs a lot of tuning, and this is done automatically. For the mobile, you can log in through a user account, appointment management, cash flow and operation. You will see the mobile as well in a while. Personal profile, forum chat, notifications, chatbot, AI. So everything that a person or a patient will need in order to have a full access to his clinic virtually and be able to have all the answers without the intervention, at least most of the time, of the assistant. Because sometimes when something is not answered by the chatbot will divert the message to someone who can respond. Of course, we have more features, especially when we think about universities. Well, we were working on that in Lebanon. Now we are trying to do it after this corona issue. We can give universities access to data analytics, of course, after the acceptance of the patients, because we don't see the data. This is a HIPAA compliance, and we work with HIPAA compliance. It will be anonymous even as well. And for free, of course, we don't sell it, as it depends on universities, and especially if it's for research purpose. System can use by dental equipment provider as well to test products on selected patients. So the patients will be paid for that. So you can use this infrastructure. Of course, premium services could be and like accounting and all this stuff. A quick slide about how the dentist will use the system. So if you want to use it, you can contact us by or our representatives by email, phone, or social media, or whatever. You contact us, we create a trial account just in 2 minutes. You can watch a video tutorial up and you start adding patients, and you will see how easy it is. Now, if you have your old data, you can send it to us by Excel or by any other type. We will change it in a database and upload it to the server, and as well, you can use it as it is today. Now, if you are a patient and you are using the app, it's very easy as well. The patient will download the app. Credentials will be given by the dentist by itself. We don't intervene at all. Once the dentist creates an account, credentials will be given. Change password will always be requested, of course, and then you enjoy the ability to connect with the dentist. Now, if you don't download the app, you can still use almost all the features. You open Messenger WhatsApp, you send a message to the dentist, the dentist have your phone within their content of within your profile, so you can look at your profile if the dentist accepts it. So as a one-sentence conclusion, we want to create the best patient experience, and we believe that you should create, which I believe you do as well, the best patient experience in connectivity and visibility with the dental clinic. This will blur the boundaries between the clinic and the patient. Patients sometimes don't want to make calls. Maybe sometimes they don't have the luxury of making a call. Maybe they want to know and it's two after midnight. This is essential to keep this and keep this non-physical contact with all the features behind that come with a physical contact. So from my side, I finished with my presentation. I will give the floor to my colleague, Eli Abuad, who's gonna show us a demo. And once he finishes, I'm gonna show you from my side as well, how do I interact with the chatbot. Eli, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Faris. Hello, my name is Eli Abuad, and we'll be talking about the Spice Dentist. I will show you a demo. Let me share the screen. Okay. For the CM, we have the CMS that will be used with for the clinic management. The doctors and the staff and all the clinic admin will have access to this platform, because we consider the patient will have more views on mobile app that we will see later. As a start, we will start by adding one doctor to our clinic. Okay, I have to. Sorry for the bad connection. Okay, we will start by adding one doctor. Let us consider. Okay, once we create an account for our doctor, he will have the ability to log in as I did right now, but with minimal features. He cannot see the cash flow, for example, and not the inventory, for example. This is related to the clinic admin. Okay, we will go and add an availability for our doctor. Let us make it on Monday. Okay, now that we have that our availability, we can check the patient view, which will he can be able now to book an appointment with the doctor according to the availability we just set. Okay, at 18. Okay, let's consider at 11 a.m. We booked our appointment. Now that our appointment has been booked, we can check it in the platform. We will have an appointment at 18. Okay. Once the appointment has been set, we can enter and add all the details about the appointment, such as operations and the payments to be made. Let us consider we will have to composite, and we will set a price. That price can be subject to discount, a percentage discount, or a value discount. This discount can be made automatically. You can set a discount amount for a category of person, and for every set of time you can change the discount. Now that we can check the details. Now we have our list of patients. We can check and we can check our appointment that we have just set in the patient view. The patient view is considered of a patient information and the dental structure, which will make things easier to see. We can see on each tooth what operation has been made, and we can set a treatment plan for this specific tooth and or for a generic treatment plan that we will see later. For example, I will consider that I will do endo for this tooth at a later stage. So I can set it and so that I have a reminder later that I have this treatment plan. I can set it to done, or if it's not done, I will always check it that I have to do it. I can check all the appointments that the patient has taken, and all the confirmed appointments that means that the patient has been present at the appointment. It is confirmed by the admin. We can check the operations that has been made on each tooth for this patient. We can add or view our treatment plan, as we can see here, our treatment plan. Okay, for now we can check. I will check the available the invoice on another patient because we have more data on another patient. I will set a date. I will generate my invoice. I will have the invoice of the patient per day or per month or per the amount of time I have set. I can see all the operations that have been made and all the appointments taken for this specific patient. Okay, now let's get back here. After the invoice, we can add the payment if the user has paid. If we don't want to set it a payment online, we can set it a manual payment that we add it on the platform, and online payment can be made also. It will be automatically set on the system. I can add images, as we previously said that the images was comparing. For example, for whitening, we can check the before and after. That's what we can see for the patient view. This is the patient view from the doctor's side. The doctor can see it, and the clinic admin can see it. Now that the features that are only available for admins are the inventory, for example. For the inventory, you can say that when I buy a product, it has an expiry date, of course. I can set that. I can say that the system will remind me if the expiry date is approaching, that I might consider replacing the item or maybe don't use it anymore because it's not working. The product is not working. For that, I can add right now an inventory that, for example, A2, and composite. For example, I have 6, and the expiry date is tomorrow. Okay, as I can see it here, it is available for now. And I can add expenses that, for example, the salaries I pay for the staff, or the electricity bill, or the water bill, or anything that are not directly related to the patient cash flow. For example, if we add an expense like buying items, for example, for an amount of anything, this will be reflected later on my cash flow. My cash flow is about what are the income and the outcome of my clinic. As I can see, the expenses in my clinic, I can set the date where I want the cash flow to be covering. I can check the expenses. I can check the analytics, how many appointments have been made, how many payments, how many expenses, how many operations. I can check if you see here at the top, I have the total expenses, the total invoices, the total payment. So I can see my balance dynamically as it changes. And for our important part, we can have we can send from the clinic a specific or a generic message using WhatsApp or mobile push notification. If I want to send a WhatsApp, I can just add send message. I can specify the person that I will send to. Let's say, for example, I will say that be safe in quarantine. You will see it later when Dr. Ferris will show you his WhatsApp. He will have his message. I can send a push notification on the app. I will send it to myself, be safe in quarantine. Okay, as I sent it, you can see it here. I have received it on my mobile app. This is a manual sending of message. We can have other types of message like automatic. Automatic, we mean that the system will remind the patient that he has an appointment tomorrow or after tomorrow according to the margin you set. You can set it after 48 hours, 24 hours. It depends. You can send for example some like increasing your customer relationship. You can send him a birthday wishes on his birthday. You can send a new year wishes. You can go more than this. You can say that after my appointment, I have made a certain operation that requires procedures like stop using ice, like taking some medicals, like I don't know. You can say anything. You can remind him automatically that he does have to take his medicals, or he has to stop using ice. For example, we have another type of automatic reminders. I can say that if tomorrow 50 people have appointments, I can send them today that you have appointment tomorrow. Are you confirming that you'll be available? The user can on the chatbot say that I'm confirming, or he can say I am not confirming. If the person say I'm confirming, that means that the system will say, okay, he is coming to the appointment. If he say no, then if he say no or he doesn't answer, some actions have to be taken. If he doesn't answer, we will remind him automatically the same day. If he doesn't answer again, then the system will tell the clinic management that he is not answering for manual call, or we can set a manual call for him, but we can limit the number of manual calls for someone who is not answering or he said no. We can later ask him why did you reject the appointment. You have other appointments or something else you have. So this will automatically be in our analytics. Okay, for I will stop the sharing now because we will pass to Dr. Ferris to show us our chatbot.
Okay, I am going to share my screen. Okay, so he sent me the be safe in quarantine, and now I'm gonna talk with my clinic. So I'm gonna say hi to my clinic, and then the clinic is gonna tell me by my name because they know my name. You are hearing me well, right? So because they know my name, they know my credentials. So you are just showing 5, 6 of different points. So I can look at my all appointments. So I'm going to click on one, and I'm going to receive all the appointments that were taken in history, at least the last 10. I can look at the balance. So I can write balance or type the number. We can have any languages we like, not only in English. So this is balance. So I'm already paying more for my clinic. I can look at the payments as well. So let's look at the 6. So I can see what were my last payments. This is just to show you a few points about it. But as my colleague was saying, the main essential behind it is to keep all the track of almost everything. So for us, we have also some frequently asked questions. So if you are a patient who want to ask if you can eat drink, like let's say wine, while you are doing whitening, which of course you cannot, but he forgets, so he can ask. Not only that, the system automatically will send reminders like please don't forget to take your antibiotics because you have to take the operation tomorrow. It's going to be sent in the morning, in the evening. We are going to create all these assistant that's going to deal with your system, manage it automatically. Most of the time, whenever there is a need, you shift to your assistant or to yourself. Like we can as well look at all the procedures, look at everything we like. So this is the main idea behind this Spice Dentist, which will solve, from a point of view, the most important point. This is meant to be for the patients, so you can retain the patient, keep this bonding, and the patient will be always faithful to you. So from our point of view, from our side, we finished the presentation and we are open for all the questions you need.
Thank you, Dr. Faiz, and thank you, Mr. Eli, for the lovely presentation. Friends, if you have any questions with regards to the software, with regards to any of the aspects related to software, we would love to answer them. Dr. Faiz and his colleague, Mr. Eli, would love to answer them. Very quickly, we would like to take you through DentistChannel.Online so that you have about 2 minutes of your time to note down all your questions. Dr. Faiz, I request you to kindly stop your screen share for a moment. Thank you very much. Friends, like I said, you have 2 minutes of your time to note down all your questions. Please do make sure that you are asking all your questions. Thank you, friends. DentistChannel.Online would like to welcome once again each and every one of you to the live webinar session. Thank you for joining us. And once again, if you have any questions with regards to anything that's with the software, I request you to kindly make sure that you note them in the chat box. Also, I request you to kindly subscribe to DentistChannel.Online so that you get updates on the latest webinars and on the upcoming webinars, and to know more on what's happening from the world of dentistry. So here's a little bit about DentistChannel.Online. Please do subscribe. Like we always request you, if you subscribe, this would be good for you and good for the entire dental fraternity. DentistChannel.Online serves exclusively to the dental fraternity, and hence I request you to kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, to our Facebook channel, and to our Instagram channel. Friends, DentistChannel.Online also has a dental media vertical. We cater to the dental fraternity all around the globe. You can visit our website, www.dentistchannel.online, to know more about the latest, coolest technological advancements, to know what's new in dentistry from all around the world, to read some beautifully written scientific articles, to know more about everything and anything that's happening around the world of dentistry. So please do visit www.dentistchannel.online. Once again, it's a sincere request. We would love to have you together with us and with the entire dental fraternity. And hence, I request you to kindly make sure that you subscribe to our Facebook channel, to our YouTube channel, and to all our social media pages. A certificate of request. I repeat, a certificate would be only given to you upon your request. This is a certificate of participation for attending this live webinar today. If you wish to get a certificate of participation, I request you to kindly message us on the below mentioned WhatsApp number with your name and with the name of the webinar. I repeat, a certificate of participation would be only given to you upon your request, and hence I request you to kindly message us on the below mentioned WhatsApp number with your name and with the name of the webinar. This is only valid for the next 5 minutes. Friends, this is about the next webinar. The next webinar would be on the topic, how to achieve guided bone regeneration. We have with us Dr. Ihab Rashid from the United Arab Emirates, who would be speaking and delivering a scientific presentation during the course of the live webinar. The webinar would be held on 15th May 2020, that is this Friday at 3:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. I repeat, the webinar would be held at 3:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Please do register. You can find the link to the registration in the chat box. Thank you very much, Dr. Faiz, for your time. I now start with the live question and answer session. Starting with the first question, how can new marketing techniques be introduced?
Marketing techniques is actually to market for your product. We are not dealing with marketing. We are retaining. I already answered to Mr. Wakankar a couple of questions, which is actually outside the scope of the webinar.
Thank you very much, sir. Moving on to the next question. Like most of the CRM softwares that offers 3 to 6 months of trial period, will you also offer a 3 to 6 months of trial period to be able for us to understand the complete system?
Yes, of course, we have trial period. Now, the amount depends on the need, depends on what are the things that are needed. As I was saying, that we are working with a representative in India, if it's in India, and we can always do this together for the best 2, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. We see what is needed, why they need the amount, and we are always available for this trial. Of course, we can do it.
Thank you very much, sir. Moving on to the next question. Question from Dr. Nikita. We liked your concept and we want to start to use the software in India. What kind of support is provided to Indian dentists?
Can you repeat, please? Because
Sure.
I don't see it in front, so I have to. Okay.
Sure, sir. No problem. A question from Dr. Nikita. We like the concept with regards to the software and we want to start to use it in India. What kind of support would be provided once we take the software?
As I was saying, that we have a representative in India. They have their own IT team. We are always available 24/7. So we have the availability that we have in Lebanon. We are like an extension in India. We cannot. I can guarantee you something, and I want you to know that even if you are available 24/7 in Lebanon, having a support on the ground, especially in a country like India, which is a big country, is needed mainly. That's why we have a collaboration with a local company. We are available, yes, but it's better always to be available with a local company. So the front line is always local.
Thank you very much, sir. Moving on to the next question. Please give me a minute. Question from Dr. Nabil. I want to know, how can I contact you in Oman?
I was writing, so even by WhatsApp on my phone number or by the email, it's on the presentation.
Thank you very much, sir. Next question. Could you please briefly discuss if it's a monthly payment or if it's a yearly payment?
Both are available, depends on the need. Of course, it's a software as a service. So it's a monthly payment, but it can also be tailored to the customer, labeled with the customer name. So it don't have to be always generic. So everything, it has its own advantages for the clinic, depends on what they need. It can be monthly, it can be yearly, it can be a trial. So everything is available.
Thank you very much, sir. Moving on to the next question. Most of us dentists have got some or the other clinical software. Can we upgrade to your concept using the existing software?
Actually, we can take the data and transfer it to the software. We don't upgrade from your existing to this one. We take the data and change it to this one. Now, it depends on something different. If you want to keep the old software for something, we have to look at the company who's creating the software so we can create a link between both. It's more difficult, depends on what you have, but yes, it's feasible. But the best from what we think is to extract the data. If it is extractable, we don't know the software that you are talking about. And then we can change it to the format that we have in our system.
Thank you very much, sir. Moving on to the next question. So could you please broadly tell us about the pricing in India?
Pricing in India will be dealt with our local firm, with our local representative. So they can contact us offline. We can give them the connection with the local representative and they will discuss it.
Thank you very much, sir. Can we have the contact details of the local distributor?
Yes, if you have a phone, because I don't have it with me right now, I don't remember it from my head, but if you have an email or a phone number, just send it to me and I will send it back. And actually, we are going to post it. So they can contact us, anyone who's interested, and we are going to post all the connections.
Thank you very much, sir.
With the local representative.
Thank you very much, sir. Friends, for the ones who are looking out to know more about the software, can definitely get in touch with Dr. Faiz. Any more questions? Just a second. So have you answered to these questions? What is the role of a manager in marketing aspect in virtual clinic?
Well, again, it's outside the scope. I mean, the manager in the marketing, we're not doing marketing.
Okay. Next question, sir. Can I use the software offline?
Already answered as well. The software is mainly online because we need to have this mobile app, WhatsApp chatbot, so everybody can communicate online real time. What we always do is to have a copy of the data offline. If the clinic or the manager of the clinic needs something to be offline to run the data, it will lose all what we are proposing. I mean, we can make it offline, but we cannot have a connection with WhatsApp because you have to have a dedicated IP, which is very costly.
Thank you very much, sir. Moving on to the next question. Do all my patients also need to download the app?
That's what we are saying. Actually, no, because they can use WhatsApp, so they don't download the app. Because we know that sometimes we are sure when you download an app, you use it, and then when you are finishing with treating your tooth or your teeth, actually you leave, you remove the app. If you remove the app, you lose the communication with the clinic. And that's why we introduced the chatbot. The essential point behind the chatbot, so you can send automatically a WhatsApp to the patient, telling them to come back after 6 months for checkup, maybe saying greetings for the holidays or for for his birthday. This will keep this bonding with the patients. The app, if you remove the app, there's no more notification sent.
Thank you very much, sir. We will wait for about a minute. Friends, if you have any more questions, please feel to ask them. We would love to answer them. So once again, sir, we have a question. What is the cost of the app in India?
As I was saying, we will give them the communication with the local.
Thank you very much, sir. I think this is the last question before we wind up. Can the customer data be exported?
Can the
customer data be exported?
Well, this is for the clinic, yes. The customer, no. The dentist have to specify if actually what we have. We believe that each data is proprietary for the customer or for the patient with the clinic because it's done in the clinic. So if the patient want to move to another dentist, he just have to ask the dentist, please give access to my data, at least the work done on my tooth, give access to this doctor. So he's gonna give it to the doctor because we believe doctors have always this communication together. But after all, anything to be downloaded, it's not feasible by the bills and the receipts. It's downloadable by the patients. All the others are from the clinic side.
Thank you very much, sir. I think this should be the last question. Do you have an e-prescription system?
Currently, no. What we have is a prescription because in Lebanon we use prescription on paper, but The system, when he's going to prescribe, as I was saying, the system will follow the prescription. He will keep it with him. So I mean, it's not sent to the because from my understanding of ES prescription is when you send it to the pharmacy. We don't have connection with pharmacies. This is from this point of view. If you consider e-prescription that is written on the app, yes, it's feasible on the app, actually on the web. The patient can see it on the app. But this is not what my understanding of e-prescription.
Thank you very much, sir. Question from Dr. Aditya. Will this app get notification and updates as it is necessary?
Yes, of course. I was just writing text. Sometimes I'm answering by text as well.
All right, sir. All right, sir. That brings us to the end of the lovely webinar. Once again, thank you very much for joining us during the course of the live webinar. A big thank you to Mr. Eli as well for giving us an insight on the app and how it works. For the participants who are interested to know more about the software, or they wish to get some hands-on training, they can definitely get in touch with our speakers, Dr. Chabil and Mr. Eli. With this, we come to an end of the webinar session. We request you to kindly register for all our upcoming webinar series. Thank you very much, and may you all have a good day.
Good day. Thank you for attending.